Hello, I got some weird lighting in here today. It's not going to work. How's it going, everybody? I didn't really announce the stream until a couple minutes beforehand, so I don't know if anybody will show up, but we're going to hang out and find out. Let's see. So far, we have 0. That's all right. We'll give it a couple minutes to see if anybody shows up. Tonight, I'm doing my Diet Coke, and because it's almost gone, I have a Claire Brun Lime Sparkling Water. I have the windows open, the curtains are open, and there's the sun's coming in. It's causing kind of a weird lighting thing here. I didn't think it'd be this bad, but that's okay. I'm not going to get up and change it now. We got a couple people. How's it going, guys? I see 3. Oh, we got 3 now. Now we're going. Welcome, everybody. Happy Wednesday night. Hope everybody's having a good week. Having a pretty good week. Nothing too exciting and thrilling. Oh, or something I wanted to bring in here and show you guys. It's too late now. Damn it. Hey, Vincent. Thanks for coming in, man. Working tonight, huh? Thanks for coming in, at least saying hello. I appreciate that, man. Thanks a lot. It's always good to be working. So even though it can be stressful and time consuming, it's good, better than not working, unless you don't need to. Just Dave. Hey, man, what's up? What's going on, Just Dave? Just thought I'd pop in real quick for a little while. We got cut off the other night. I lost the whole internet in my house for about a half an hour or so. I'm not sure what happened, and the router was even gone. It wasn't even showing up as an option to hook up to. So I don't know what was going on, but we got cut off the other night. So I thought I'd come back in tonight and just at least do a little quick one and say hello to everybody and see if anybody wanted to show up and talk or not. Just decided to do this like 20 minutes ago. So well, we're down to 1 now. Just Dave's just sitting there drinking a pina colada. All right. Cut the grass, 86-degree weather. We're 86 right now, too. I think that's what temperature just said. Yep, it's nice. It's beautiful. It was a nice day today. Just right. T-Man 21, what's up, man? How's it going? How you doing? Thanks for coming in, man. We're just hanging out, talking about whatever, like we usually do on my live streams. We just talk about cars or Challengers, Chargers, Mustangs, Camaros, Vets, whatever you want to talk about, or anything else for that matter. We can talk about anything. We don't talk about cars. Just kind of like to hang out and say hello to everybody and see what's up. So wherever the conversation goes. Having a pretty good week so far. Would you invest in the new ZR1? Yeah, the new ZR1 is pretty badass. I don't know. It's a very cool car, really good looking car. I wish I could afford one. Oh, you made fajitas. That sounds good. I need to do that. I haven't made fajitas in ages. I should do that. That's an idea. I've been trying to think of some different things to make, and I've been kind of stuck in a rut making the same 8 or 10 meals over and over. So that's a good idea. I'm glad you said that, Dave. Yeah, I haven't done that in a while. I think I will do that soon. It's pretty easy and good, and there's usually some leftovers. So, T-Man 21, keep making spaghetti every week. Yeah, I usually make one pasta type meal a week, at least one, because it's easy. And sometimes, like around my house, we have people eating at different times. Like everyone's not there for dinner at the same time, so that's one of those things you can kind of make, and everybody can eat when they have time, you know. Garlic bread, yeah, garlic bread with every meal. I love garlic bread. That's half the reason to make some pasta or to make something Italian or something is because you can have garlic bread. So they get you in trouble, though. They get you in big trouble. All that bread, man. We had BLTs tonight, so I ate too much bread tonight because I had a sandwich and a half of BLTs. So I had 3 pieces of bread. Ice cream for dessert is always good. Usually, we usually have ice cream in the house. We don't have any right now, but we usually keep a little bit of ice cream on hand. Probably good that we don't have it right now. Yeah, Dairy Queen blizzards are great. We had a Dairy Queen here in town. I live in a tiny, tiny town. We had a Dairy Queen, but they're no longer a Dairy Queen, but it's still now it's just called the Burger Barn or whatever. But they still do all the same ice cream and all the same stuff that Dairy Queen made. It's not the exact same ice cream recipe or whatever, but it's pretty much really close to the same. They still have blizzards and all that. They don't call them blizzards; they call them something else. I forget what they call them, but pretty much all the same stuff. They just had to change the names because they're no longer an actual Dairy Queen. So bend over. What's up, Bend Over? How's it going, man? Oh, hey, B Hobbs was in Norfolk yesterday. Cool, man. What's up? That's a ways from me. That's way up north, east of me, but I call it Norfolk, which is, I believe, the proper way to say that word, Norfolk. But everybody in Nebraska calls it Norfolk. Not sure where they get Norfolk out of that word, but that's what they call it. So. Sean, it's running great, man. Everything's going good. Took it to work today, and all the TPMS sensors are now working finally since Factory Reproduction sent me all new ones. Although they have yet to reimburse me for the installation of the TPMS sensors. I don't know what happened, Sean. I was talking. My router disappeared. It totally. I lost internet, and then when I tried to reconnect, it wasn't even showing my router as one of the options to connect to. So I don't know what the heck happened. It was gone for about 10 or 15 minutes, or maybe half an hour, I think, before I finally got it back up. And by then it was like, okay, never mind. But I don't know what happened. It really sucked. We had a lot of people. Everybody was talking. It was going really well, and all of a sudden, boom, it was gone, and I couldn't get back on. Just my luck. Yeah, maybe it was an EMP. I don't know. I haven't heard anything, Miller, about T-Man. I haven't heard about anything else about Family Cruise other than that last video I made, which was like the beginning of April, I think, where there was some new news about him. His court case pretty much got wrapped up. He did some. He pled guilty to a couple things, and they dropped the rest, and he had to testify against the other people. So that kind of sucks. But we won't go there. But that's I don't know. No, we paid the cable bill. It came back on. I don't know what happened. I'm not real sure what happened, but let's see. Bend over. What would you do if the dealer the Joyride thing? But I don't know how many. I'm sure most of you guys saw that. Destroyer Great Productions took his car to the dealer, and he's walking down to get breakfast with his girlfriend or whatever. His car went flying by like 80 miles an hour or something. So yeah, he wasn't too happy, and I'm not sure. I haven't followed a whole bunch of it after that. I don't know how the dealer's handling that or not. I'm not sure exactly. I followed a couple of videos, and then I kind of lost track of what was going on with that. But I would be pretty mad if they took my car out and drove it around. First of all, they didn't need to be driving it for oil change. Second of all, to drive it, what did he say? It was 35 or 40 mile hour zone. He thought they were doing about 75 or 80 or something. So yeah. Some heads would roll for sure. I would be a very angry customer, and I would hope that I have time to calm down before I got back to the dealership. Because if it happened right away and I was right back at the dealership, I would probably lose my temper a little bit too much. So hopefully, I would have a few minutes to walk and think about it and calm down a little bit. But yeah, a pretty rough story, man. Sean, thank you very much, man. Sean says you better get his donation in now before you lose your live stream again. Yeah. Thank you, dude. Thanks for the $5. I really appreciate that. That will go towards something for the car or for the channel, one of the two. So thank you very, very much. I totally appreciate that, guys. That's awesome. You guys don't got to do that, but it's really, I can't tell you how cool that is. Very, very cool. Thank you so much. Everybody, definitely check out ET Racing videos. That's Sean with his car drag racing and stuff. So really, really cool stuff there. Very cool. ET Racing. Beehives got loaded out of Norfolk, Homer, Wisconsin. I went to a job site. They were building a new food store called Festival Foods and had a load of steel trusses. Cool. New food store, huh? Cool. There's a lot of building and expansion going on. I noticed that. I mean, the economy is really booming. So you're seeing lots of construction, lots of new stores, it's pretty cool. A lot of stores are closing too because internet is kind of, Amazon and all the other options now to buy stuff. It's killing some types. Some of the stores are getting killed by that, but the economy is doing very, very well. So, yeah, I did see something about T-Man. I saw something about the dealer somehow. I didn't think he could do that. I don't think the dealer could delete the bad reviews. I don't think that was possible, but I don't know how Yelp works. But Sean says the whole family cruising situation is bad all the way around. Yeah, it's just a sad, unfortunate story all the way around. His car burned down. He had a dispute with the dealer, which I think had something to do with the police getting involved and seeing his videos. And then he got arrested, and a couple other guys got arrested, and now he is had to plead guilty to a couple things. He lost his job. I'm assuming he found another job by now because he's a talented computer guy, from what I understand. So I'm sure somebody else hired him. Probably, I would hope. But unfortunately, yeah. I mean, the article said he was testifying against the other guys, and that kind of sucks. But they get you over a barrel. He's got kids and a wife and a job and a nice house, and that sucks. Yep. T-Man, you're right. You shouldn't be posting stuff. I've never posted street racing or anything like that. I wouldn't do that. But I have some of my older videos. There's stuff that I could probably get a ticket for. You can tell. I don't want to go into it here, but there's things if somebody really wanted to scour through my videos. Almost any car channel, if you dig through all their videos and watch them all and pay attention, you could find something to get them in trouble for. Just about every single one of them. So. Sean says ET Racing has newer Challenger stuff than some of his old school Mustang stuff too. Yeah. Yeah, Sean, I know there are channels that post that stuff. I see some channels I just think I can't believe they're doing this, but they get away with it. That's why I kind of think that the family cruising thing, that dealership had something to do with. They let the police know about his videos or something, or I don't know, somebody knew somebody, something. There's something fishy going on there, in my opinion. Just my opinion, but. Street Speed 717 just posted a video about getting scammed out of a ZR1, huh? I haven't been watching Street Speed much. I can't even. It's been a while since I even checked out one of his videos. I heard he got rid of his. Did he get rid of his McLaren or something? Or I don't remember, but I was kind of hoping he'd go back to his, Corvette, and back when he had his Hellcat and all that. That's when I enjoyed his channel a lot. When he started getting into the supercar stuff, and from what I hear now, he's doing a lot of truck stuff. There's nothing wrong with trucks. There's nothing wrong with supercars. Just not really my thing. So. But I like vets, and I like I think I started watching him before he had his Hellcat, and then I kind of really got into him when he bought that Hellcat, and then the other vets and all that stuff were cool. But yeah, then when he started branching out into some other stuff, but that's just natural. That's what happens. So he started making a ton of money. So obviously he branched out and did some other stuff, that's his prerogative, and that's all good. It just wasn't for me. So. Yeah, Sean has you got some 0 to I see that's what I got. I got some 0 to 60 stuff um on the highway and quarter-mile times on the highway and things like that. But I mean, I'm in the middle of nowhere. There's no other cars around. I'm in the middle of nowhere where I live. So, but still, it's not. I shouldn't have. I don't. Whether there's anybody around or not, I'm not supposed to be doing that. So, yeah. T-Man 21 is McLaren is in the shop. Okay, but he said when he gets it back, he's selling it. Okay, because maintenance is super high. Yeah, that's the thing with those cars. It's not just the outrageous price of the car. It's every little bit of maintenance on them is outrageous too. So even no matter how much money you're making, it gets to be kind of like, wow, that's got to be that's crazy. So even Mercedes and BMW are kind of that way, let alone McLarens and stuff. So. Just Dave says he saw a guy doing 90 in what looked like a residential. Oh, geez, see that? I would never do anything in town where there's people around in town where there's intersections and stuff. I just drive like I'm driving my grandma to the store because there's no point. It's just dangerous. So. Yeah, Sean, I got my new tires. I did 2 practice runs a few days ago, and the times were really bad. So I was pretty tentative, and I was kind of trying to hurry through it, and yeah, the times were real bad. So yeah, T-Man, I do think radar detector. I have a radar detector and it works very well. Um, the only time it's not going to work good for you is if you're on a highway and it's just you and there's nobody around and it's just you and the cop. There's not much. He's going to turn on his radar real quick and get you. And by the time you get the warning, it's too late. But if there's other cars up ahead of you or in the area where he has checked them, you're going to get a little bit of a warning and you have time to slow down. So they do work. If they just pick you out of the crowd and decide to just hit you with the radar, they're not going to work then. But like I said, if there's anybody else around and they're checking on anybody else's speed, you're going to get a warning. And sometimes I get like on the interstate, I can get like over a minute of warning before I actually get to where the cop is. And there's been a lot of times when I thought it was a false alarm where I think, okay, it couldn't have possibly gone off that early. And it's like, it must be false. It must not be. And all of a sudden, nope, there it is. There's a state trooper. So they do work. Yeah, I didn't warm up the tires or anything like that. I just did it. I was just kind of spontaneous. I was like, okay, I'm going to try this right now. And it was bad. I was like, damn, that sucked. But the one time I took off too slow. I think the first time I spun, the second time I didn't get into it enough. So I got similar times both times, kind of on opposites ends of the spectrum. Once I spun, the other time I bogged down too much, so it just didn't hit it right. Yeah, state troopers don't play around. That's pretty much all they do is give out tickets. They don't. I mean, I'm not saying that's all they do. They do when there's emergencies and stuff. They respond to that, but for most part, the state troopers you see out on the road, they're working traffic. That's mostly what they do. So, Motley 392, what's up? How's it going? Good to see Motley 392 in here. Awesome. Sean drove his brother's Model 3 all-wheel drive Tesla. Wow. Brand new. They run a 12.5 at 110 plus. Wow. Stock. Prills pretty hard. It's just a middle of the road model. Yeah. I've heard those cars are pretty awesome. Just Dave says that I think Super Troopers. I don't know. Sean says he's got a driving job, so you only go 5 or 6 miles over speed limit on at the most. You have a clean record. You have a clean record. And like I've said before, I don't like go down the highway speeding for long distances. I go the speed limit almost 99% of the time. I'm driving the speed limit. Occasionally, when I'm out in the middle of nowhere and there's nobody around, that's when I'll decide to have fun just for like a minute or so. And so, kind of knocks down the chances of anything too bad happening. But yeah, I mean, if I'm just cruising down the highway going somewhere, I'm going the speed limit. Speeding doesn't get you there that much quicker. And if you get pulled over, it's not going to get you. You're going to be even later than you were going to be in the first place. So, yeah, once in a while, and there's nobody up ahead, there's nobody behind, I can't see anything, it's like, okay, I feel safe doing this. If something bad were to happen, it's just me. There's nobody else that I'm going to hurt or anything like that. So, yeah, T-Man, I know quite a few police officers and stuff that I've talked to, and most of them don't even give tickets unless you're going really pretty fast because if they get somebody coming by 5 or 10 over, they know that if they just wait a few more minutes, they're going to get someone doing 20 or 25 or 30 or 40 over. So, uh, they don't. If you were a cop and you're sitting on the side of the road or cruising down the highway with your radar or whatever, it doesn't take very long to find somebody that's going way too fast. You don't have to give people tickets for 5 over usually because there's just so many other people that you could get for. Give it a few minutes and there'll be a much better one coming along. So. Sean says, and when you're feeling frisky with the Challenger, you drive way too fast, and I regret it. I raced a guy on a 2-lane blacktop road at night. I may have accidentally almost went out. Wow, at night, 150. Yeah, I've got a couple of things that we did go out once at night with another guy who was in a Scat Pack Charger, and him and I, and then another person joined in that had they had a little S10 pickup that with I don't remember what motor it has now. Little S10, little fast S10 pickup that he, with a big old V8 in it, and we went out and actually got a little bit too crazy, and yeah, wasn't good. Nothing bad happened, but it came close to happening. So, yeah, shaking the cobwebs out, says Dave. Yeah, I take it pretty easy most of the time. Like, I don't go around driving like a maniac. It just doesn't pay. It's going to get you in trouble or get somebody hurt or whatever. So, there's some highways where if you're not doing 5 or 10 over, you're going to get run over and people are going to be flipping you off and flying around you. So you try to just move along with the traffic. But I'll get over in the right lane, do the speed limit, and let all the people pass me wondering why I'm going so slow. They probably see my car and figure he's going that slow because he's got a million tickets and he's going to lose his license or something. But it's not the truth. I'm not a big speeder except in short distances for a little bit of fun. But as far as a long trip down the highway, I just keep it at the speed limit and kick back and enjoy the ride. Bend over. No, I never brake check anybody. I felt like it a few times, but it's not worth getting into a crash or some kind of a road rage incident or something like that. So the older you get, the less you get a little smarter when you get older and you realize it's not worth it. So just let people drive like idiots and let them go about their way. If they insist on something, I can certainly handle myself, but I'm not gonna, try to stay out of stuff as much as I can. So, hey, Fat Boy R6, what's going on? Thanks for coming in, man. Appreciate it. Good to see you down there in Salina, Kansas. Yeah, Sean says he gives Challenger credit. You didn't realize how fast you're going at all, and they're super nice on the highway. They really are nice. I was talking about that before. They're a good combination of speed, power, and all that good stuff, as well as being really, really comfortable. And you can take them on a long road trip and not feel beat up or cramped or anything like that. Unlike some other cars that are high performance and fast cars, some of them will kind of kick your butt on a long trip because they're not quite as comfortable. But the Challenger is a very comfortable car. I got to give it that. T-Man says he's going to be back in the field. Okay, T-Man, hurry back, man. And Shawnee's always carrying. Yes. I'm going to open my water now. My sparkling water. That's pretty good. Yeah, me and my fancy sparkling water, huh? I got some weird lighting in here tonight. Oh, I know what part of it is. I don't have one of my lights on, and the sun's coming in from over there, so yeah, it is kind of weird. But exactly, Motley. You know, the car gets enough attention without driving like a maniac. And if you're driving like a maniac and someone in a Ford Taurus is driving like a maniac, guess which one of you is going to get the ticket? Probably more likely than the other one. Yeah, people do drive like maniacs. I just like I said, I just stay out of the way and do my thing. And when you drive a car like that, sometimes people want to go flying past you or pull up next to you and kind of challenge you or get on your ass or whatever. I don't know if it's the car. Sometimes it brings out some weird stuff. I know it brings out the every time I'm in my Challenger and I get anywhere near we got a lot of like pickup trucks around here, this kind of a Midwest rural area. There's lots of pickup trucks that are straight piped and they're kind of loud. And boy, whenever they see that Challenger, they gotta show me how loud their exhaust is. So there's quite a few of them like that. Yeah, just because you're in a fast car doesn't mean you always want to race. It's true. Just yeah, like when I drive Saturn, I don't nobody even notices either way. When I'm in the Prius, people get really aggressive, like because they hate that car, and they try to. I don't know what it is. It's hard to explain, but they get super aggressive with you. Yeah, it's kind of weird that different cars you drive have a different effect on other drivers. It seems so. Yeah, there's tons of. Let's see. Motley Crue says George. Oh, let's see. Bend over asks what kind of tattoo. I got a bunch of tattoos. You can see the lighting sucks in here. And then I got stuff in there, and I got some naked women up here. I forget. I got uh, just a lot of stuff. Yeah, George Carlin. Anybody drives it slower than you is a moron. Everyone driving faster than you is a maniac. It's kind of true. Sean says Chevy trucks with a lot of exhaust are the worst. That's the ones that it's about probably 75% of the time it's someone in a Chevy truck, usually an older one, straight piped or whatever, super loud exhaust, and they always got to show you. And there's nothing wrong with that. It sounds okay, but um, you don't have to constantly be revving your engine, and it's kind of funny, but they get a few forwards, a few dodges the same way, but for the most part, it seems to be Chevy. Yeah, bend over. I agree. It's probably mostly younger guys, and we were all younger. I was younger once too, and I probably did stupid crap that I don't even remember. So I remember some of the stupid crap I did, but I'm sure there's a lot of stuff I've actually forgotten about. Like I was saying earlier, the older you get, the more you calm down a little bit. I think for the most part, and you start to realize it's not worth getting in trouble over a lot of things. And it's not worth your trouble over a lot of things, and you know. Yeah, Sean, I would really absolutely love to do a Barton shifter, but I don't know. Just Dave feels like the Charger people or the Mustang people are the worst. I think I don't know. It seems like every car has its people that think that it's the great. I'm not like that. I mean, I like a lot of cars. I like Mustangs, and um, the new GT500 looks amazing, by the way, and it's going to be badass. But love Chargers. I like Camaros. I like all that stuff. I love Corvettes. So I don't really. I'm not like, oh, Challenger's the greatest car ever, and everything else sucks. Because some people are that way, and it's. I don't really get that. It's kind of a weird. The whole like brand loyalty and all that thing is kind of strange to me. To an extent, I understand it and I kind of get it, but and I like to tease people about their cars, but it's always in fun. You know, it's in a lighthearted, fun kind of way. I don't seriously think their car sucks. It's just more. It's kind of a fun thing. But some people take it really seriously. So. Sean. Then over says, "Do you think the Elephant will make it into production?" I don't think so. From everything I've read and stuff, it doesn't sound like it's ever going to be in a production car. It's just going to be a crate engine, and that's it. So we shall see. Though you never know with Mopar, you never know with FCA what they might do. But from everything I understand, they can't get the emissions, out of it to make it legal for a production car. So. Yeah, Molly, that's a good point. You start honking or yelling at people for something they did or whatever, being in the way, and you don't know. They don't. I try not to do that. Once in a while, it still comes out of me, but yeah, we've all done things in cars that probably weren't the smartest thing, or we've all been that guy who's in a town where he's never been before, and you're looking for that turn or whatever, or that store you're supposed to find or whatever, and you're kind of driving too slow and you're looking around because you don't know where the hell you're going, and people get annoyed with you. We've all been that person, so you got to kind of let other people have that too. Not everybody knows exactly where they're trying to go. Not everybody. Um, Everyone drives differently. You got elderly people who obviously we all know they drive a little sometimes strangely and very slow, and they don't always notice things going on around them. But honking at them and scaring them isn't going to help any. So yeah, hello Queen, what's up, Queen Kauai? The G says the GT500 also carries a GT500 price tag, so it's yeah. I mean, and I think it'll be they're gonna when it comes out, they'll of course some of the dealers are gonna add a bunch onto the MSRP. And then maybe in a couple of years, if they keep making it, then you'll be able to buy those things for what they're supposed to sell for. So we'll see. But yeah, it should be cool though. Yeah, it'd be nice to be able to see some GT. I love the GT350 and the GT350R. They're awesome. Probably the best sounding car I might have ever heard in my life. And just beautiful cars and great cars. And GT500 coming out now and pretty damn cool. I got to say, Ford does some pretty good stuff. So yeah, Sean, you look, looking at your GPS, cell phone, driving too slow, trying to find something. You're going somewhere where you don't usually go. You're picking somebody up in a town or something, whatever. You're dropping, whatever you got to do. We've all been in that situation where you don't really know where the hell you're at. You're trying to find something, and T Man is back. Hello, thanks for coming back, man. Sean was a couple of weeks away from having a race with a 2017 GT350 with your Scat Pack. He had to get rid of it for a host of reasons, so that's too bad. Yeah, that sucks. Wonder why I had to get her. That's too bad. Yeah, they're really cool cars. I really like those cars. Just Dave says the only time he drives crazy is when he got a pizza to bring home when you're hungry. Yeah, the smell fills the car up. You get the hell out. You don't want to try to eat it on the way home because you'll get grease and stuff all over the car. So T-Man says his dream car is a Dodge Charger, bright blue Hellcat. That's a good choice. Sean says, just for fun, what is everybody driving? He drives a 2018 Scat Pack 6-speed, octane red, like mine. Queen says, Joey, do you know how to take off Scat Pack badges and put on SXT badges? Asking for a friend, huh? Some fishing line and heat gun or hair dryer and some, yeah, it can be done. That'd be kind of funny. Yeah, fishing line works pretty good. I drive a 2018 Dodge Challenger Scat Pack. I drive a 2000 Ford Focus wagon. I drive a 2002 Saturn SC2, and I drive a 2010 Toyota Prius. T-Man, would you ever drive a Jeep Wrangler? Yeah, I like Jeep Wranglers. They're cool. Good looking, cool, kind of an interesting, a lot different. There's nothing else quite like it. So, Molly, 2018 B5 Blue Challenger TA. Cool, very cool. I love that B5 blue. Nice color. Let's see. Yeah, I like Jeeps a lot. I like Wranglers and the Cherokees. They're all nice cars. And then I like the new pickup thing, whatever the Gladiator. Well, I think it's overpriced, but I think it's pretty cool looking. I think a lot of people think it's ugly, but I kind of like it. It's weird, a little different, but I like it. T-Man says he loved the Pontiac Trans Am days. Yeah, the old Trans Ams were cool. My uncle had a 79. The old Z28s and the Trans Ams and T-Man says he feels like the first thing you have to do with Jeep Wrangler is lift it and big tires. Yeah, that's cool. They come pretty capable the way they come, but yeah, I don't know a lot about Jeeps, but Wranglers and all that stuff. I'm not a huge fan, but I do like them. I think they look cool. And I see a lot of guys doing a lot of girls and guys doing a lot of cool stuff with them. So. T-Man's always wanted a 1970 Chevelle. That's a nice choice. Interesting, good car. Cool cars. Who's messing with my phone? Oh, no. Nobody, I hope. Damn, 40 minutes already. Whew. 39 minutes. The sun's finally down. I usually have another light on that's over here, so the lighting's all weird in here now. I forgot to turn the other light on. So Queen says they're going to soon own a Scat Pack and Plum Crazy. You skipped on the wide body because you feel like that instrument has better options. You're going to try to make it look like a 6-cylinder? No, I don't. That's interesting. I don't know. I don't think I would do that, but to each his own. Try to make it look like a 6-cylinder so you can be a sleeper a little bit maybe, or get away with some stuff. I don't know. Just Dave, you kind of want a new Camaro or a Challenger, can't decide, story of your life. Well, you know what I'm going to say, but Camaro's cool too, though. They're all good. it's sad to hear about the Camaro possibly going to be going away after 2023. I don't know how true that is, but I hope not, because that's bad news for everybody. I think for Challengers and Mustangs and everybody if they do. So. Sean, or I'm sorry, I just typed it in the. I have a little chat thing I can type. I can type too if I want to. Motley says he almost pulled the trigger on a white one. Then you learned the B5 Blue was coming back, so he waited for that. So happy you did. Yeah. I remember when they announced the B5 Blue, and what was it? F8 and Plum Crazy were coming, and I told people that in my videos, and I got a bunch of people saying I was full of crap. And I said, I read the memo from FCA, and this is a couple of years ago, a year and a half ago, whatever it was. And then they finally, when they all came out, I was like, I told you so, but nobody believed me. I was like showing them the memo. I was like, it says right here on this press release thing. Yeah, I hope they don't discontinue the Camaro, because I've heard a lot of people like on some of the Facebook Mopar and Challenger, pages and stuff like that, Scat Pack pages, are kind of like, ha, that's great news. It's like, that is bad news, man. That is not good news for the whole, Mustang, Camaro, Challenger, Charger kind of community sort of thing. Whatever, that's not good news. That's bad news, man, because it just shows you the cars are kind of going the way of the dinosaur a little bit. Everybody's going to trucks and SUVs, and it's kind of scary. If we get you to 100,000 subs, I will. If you get me to 100,000 subs in a week, I will do a lot more to the Prius than a burnout. I don't think I can do a burnout in a Prius. I don't think it's possible. I did an engine rev in it, which was hilarious because you can't hear anything. It doesn't do anything. So. Yeah, give me 100,000 subs, you guys, and I'll drive the Prius into a lake or something. Yeah, Sean says rumors to discontinue the Camaro. You don't want that to happen. Yeah, that would be bad. Just Dave, has anybody ever put Honey Nut Cheerios beyond the Scat Pack? That's a good idea. Someone should. That would be hilarious. I hope, T-Man, I hope that's not what they do. I think they just need to, I hate to say it, but I think they need to take a step back and look at the styling of it. I think that's hurting the sales. The Challengers passed it up in sales, which nobody ever thought would happen. And I just don't think it's a very good looking car. I think a lot of people are turned off by it. You look, I know everybody's got different tastes, but just if you just ask a lot of people, even Camaro fans, they're just not real happy with the one that's out right now. And I just think that the Mustang and the Challenger both look way better. So. Just Dave says they made an electric Camaro, so they'll have that. Yeah, maybe they'll keep the electric one. I don't think Ford will stop making the Mustang because they sell a lot of Mustangs. So they sell close to twice as many Mustangs as Challengers and Camaros. So Ford's selling the hell out of Mustangs. So I can't see them. Yeah, the sales are really good on those cars. So I don't think that'll happen anytime too soon anyway. Although whether they're going to make a Mustang SUV or something, but anyway. Ford's got a good thing going with the Mustang. I don't see them. I think it's probably it's one of the bright spots for Ford. So. Sean says he follows some people that have around 100,000 subs. How much do you think they make from that? can they live off that? It would just depend on what their everyone gets paid differently, different amounts for how many views you get. Really, views matter more than subs, but I don't know what they would make off that. I know that off 100,000, depending on what you live off of. I mean, like where I live, yeah, you could live off that real easy. But if you lived in Chicago or Los Angeles or somewhere like that, you probably couldn't live off of it. Where I live, it's really, really cheap to live. So yeah, 100,000 subs, I'd be if I had that here, I'd be doing really, really well. And yeah, so yeah, you can look up if you go to socialblade.com and you could type in different YouTubers' names into the search bar there, and it'll give you an idea of what they're making, and it gives you like a range of what they're making. It's pretty close, but a lot of those guys are making more money than that's just from their those things on Social Blade. That's only from their AdSense money. That doesn't count like the merchandise they sell or any of the other stuff any of the other income streams that they may have related to their channel too. So I know I heard Street Speed a while back, like a couple of years ago, I think it was, say that he was making about $40,000 a month, but he was spending about 20 something thousand on car stuff and mods and all that. So, but still, that's pretty damn good money. So, and that was back when he had, I don't know, 400,000 subs or something back then when he did that. I can't remember how many he had, but yeah, he was making, I think, he was showing that he was making around 40,000 a month. So, but he was spending it, like I say, spending a ton of money on car stuff to keep the channel interesting and exciting. So, T-Man misses the car days where everybody had all the muscle cars had V8s. There was a lot more. It's cool now. We're going through some good times, but there's not as many probably cool cars as there was back in the day. But there's some really, really cool ones though. So 2020, they'll be. Just Dave says they're going to refresh the front end of the Camaro. It looks a whole lot better in my opinion, but this model here did not grow. Yeah, it did grow on you. Yeah, I heard they're refreshing it. I hope it looks better. I mean, I root for the Camaro and the Mustang to do well because I'm not like Mr. Mopar. I want everybody to do well. So that's what keeps it interesting. T-Man, what do you think of the new? The new Chevy truck, heavy duty truck styling is bad. I think, in my opinion. I'm getting a lot of comments here. I can't keep up. Anybody else have fingerprints on the Yukon Extreme that will not come off? I don't. I get them on there, but if you turn off the car and I use one of those little lens cleaner things like for cameras and stuff, and it works pretty well on there, and it gets the stuff off pretty well. Yeah, the new Chevy heavy duty stuff is. I think General Motors in general is going through a weird styling stage. Everything's pretty ugly except for the Corvette. Sean says, Tall Guy Car Review seems like he has nothing but money for cars, and he has several 100,000 subs. He was based out of the same performance shop. Yeah. I mean, yeah, when you get a certain amount of subs, you're making a lot of money, and then the more you put that back into your channel with your cars and all that stuff, you're going to get more subscribers, more views. And so he's got a good thing going, that's for sure. Ollie says you clean the screen, but 2 spots, Ozzy's Boneyard and Hair Nation Radio. I have those 2 on my presets too. Will not go away. I now have the screen protected, but those spots are still there. I wonder if there's something that'll take that off of there without, being too aggressive to damage anything. Yeah, just Dave, he tried eating pizza, didn't he? That's pepperoni grease on there. At $4.99, that's pennies. Bend over. We won't go there tonight. I have eaten pizza in my Challenger as well. Don't tell anybody. I'm with you, Sean. I have done that. There's a place here that sells them by the slice, and I do remember specifically one time getting a slice of pizza and a Coke or something, and I was super careful, and I had like 14 napkins. Guess you need to move Ozzy's Boneyard to the third preset for a while. Yeah, my presets are like I think I got Ozzy's Boneyard, I got whatever Turbo or something, and Octane, Hair Nation, um, Liquid Metal. And there's a couple of country ones on there because my girlfriend likes country. Um, I got Howard Stern. I don't listen to him much anymore. Though I used to listen to him a lot, but I kind of drifted away from that. T-Man loves listening to Green Day. Sean, put your pizza on the dashboard. Does the grease from the pizza kind of condition the dashboard a little bit? Like it works better than some of the actual products you put on there. Trying to think what other presets we have. I got Beatles, the Beatles station preset, which I never listened to, but it's on there for some reason. I flip over to it once in a while. I'm not a huge Beatles fan, but when I'm in a little bit of a mellower mood, I might flip that on once in a while. What else we got? I can't think, but I'm debating whether to renew it. I renewed it after the first year. We had it for a year for free, and then I renewed it because I just didn't really. We live in the middle of nowhere. I can't get hardly any radio here. Period. Just Sean, that's holding me back on the shifter is not really the cost, but the girlfriend. She's and I don't think she'd care about it being stiffer. She's just not big. The bigger the mod, the more hesitant she doesn't. She's kind of. Yeah, Sean, they made me a good deal too. Um, I think I can't remember. We ended up on the phone with Sirius XM like three different times when we renewed, and the price just kept going down and down and down, and then we finally renewed it, and then it had everything that I had before, which is what I thought I was paying for, but it didn't have Howard Stern. So we called back and said, "Hey, we got everything we had before, except for some reason we can't get Howard Stern." They said, "Well, that wasn't included." And we said, "Well, that's what we had before, and that's what we were trying to get, and that's what we thought we negotiated." Anyway, then they gave us that and lowered the price again. And so, yeah, it ended up being. They seem very flexible on their pricing. So if you just keep calling them and talking to them, eventually you get a really good deal because they seem like they're just kind of like, we can work with things. So they seem pretty flexible. Josh Smith says your car made you puke your guts up. T-Man says, do you think it's time for Dodge to redesign the Challenger? I don't think they necessarily need to redesign it right away. I know a lot of people, they're going to have to, I guess, but they're selling, the sales are going up and they passed Camaro and it's still a really, really popular design. So, I mean, I said this in my videos and I said it here that I'd almost be afraid if I were them, I'd be afraid to mess with it too much. Because what if you did something that suddenly people said, "Ooh, I don't like that," and then sales dropped off. So sometimes there's like I say, if it's not broke, don't fix it. So yeah, Sean, a light refresh. They could do some. Yeah, they could refresh it a little bit. I think because like they did in 15, and yeah, drop a couple 100 pounds would be nice. I don't know where they would do that at, but it is a big old heavy car. Josh did a pull on a full stomach after eating pizza. You got to give it like a half an hour after eating pizza before you do anything crazy in the car. It's kind of like swimming, you want to let things settle a little bit. The Camaro is suffering from a refresh. Yeah, the downside of the Challenger is very heavy, but it's also a bigger car. I mean, it's bigger than the Mustang, it's bigger than the Camaro, and it shows when you get inside of it. And the back seat's bigger, it's more comfortable. You got a bigger trunk. So while it is heavy and it's a lot heavier than those cars, and it is kind of a downside to it, it also has its upside because it's for most people, and for me, I like it. I like the size of the car, so I like the comfort and mixed with power. So Motley says in 2010, 1 week after you bought a new Audi A4, your son accidentally dumped a 44-ounce Mountain Dew in the console. Oh man, ooh, that hurts just to hear that. Stuff happens though, man. Kids. Just Ace says also bigger cup holders in the Challenger. Yeah. I wish they would have somewhere to put a cell phone. Would be nice too. Yeah, Sean, it is a upside. It's bigger, it's heavier, it rides better, it fits, and it's like I was saying earlier, you can take it on a long road trip and feel great. Just Dave, the only thing Just Dave wants is bigger cup holders. T-Man says he wishes the Challenger would come with quad tips for the exhaust. I think it looks pretty good the way it is. It looks good either way. The door one is only really, you got to use a bottle because if you slam that door with a cup, it's going to go. I found the door cup holder, bottle holder is good for a 380 fits really nice in there too. Sean says he put quad tips on your Challenger 1971 Hemi style and love them. Cool. I kind of miss my minivan. I wish I had one. My Dodge minivan was pretty cool. I kind of like that thing. A 1 liter Mountain Dew, yeah, it does fit. A 1 liter will fit in the door of those. I've had a couple different companies email me wanting me to send me a phone mount for the car, but and they want me to do an unboxing and a installation video and a review and all that stuff. But looking at them, they both end up, you got to stick them to things and drill or screw them into things in the guys. I just don't want to do that. So I did have a company. Actually, I did the review on that Shine Armor that they sent me and asked me to review on, which was good stuff, by the way. But I did have another company send me stuff for headlight restoration, for the foggy headlight thing. And I still need to make that video. I cannot find any. I don't have any. None of my cars have headlights that need. The Prius is a little bit, but it's not very dramatic. So I'd like to find. I got to find somebody with bad ones so I can do a review on a car that actually has pretty bad headlights. So I need to get on that. He sent me that stuff like 3 weeks ago, and I still haven't done it. Steve Fitzpatrick, hello. Yeah, the Prius had really bad headlights, and Kim took Deep Woods off to them, and it cleaned them right up, and they looked great, and they still look pretty good. Like a month and a half later. And unfortunately, she did that right before I got this thing from this company that they wanted me to do a review because her car would have been perfect for that. But they're still looking pretty good. So I would highly recommend Deep Woods off for foggy headlights. It seems to work, and it's actually lasted quite a while. People say, well, that'll work, but after a while, that comes back off, and whatever the petroleum whatever, it comes back to being foggy again. But so far it's worked pretty well, and it's lasted like a month and a half. So if you took a little thing of Deep Woods off and went out there every month and a half, sprayed your lights down real quick and wiped them, you can't really complain about that, you know. So yeah, and the car hasn't got any mosquito bites either. So yeah, Molly. What's going on, Steve? I had what was it, a 98, I think it was, 99 Dodge Grand Caravan. It was a really good vehicle. Nerdier than hell, but very convenient. And the thing never quit. Got abused and beat up and not taken care of that well. And fit all, you could fit however many people in it, and you could sleep in the damn thing, and comfortable. You could haul stuff if you took the seats out, or even just put the seats down. You could haul a lot of stuff. Decent gas mileage. Can't really complain about those cars much. Josh Smith used to have a Ford Tempo. I remember my uncle and his wife used to have a long time ago when I was younger. They had a what was the Mercury version of the Tempo? The Mercury Topaz, I think it was. Same as the Ford Tempo. Yeah, Motley, same thing here in Nebraska. There's always we got bug spray by the back door, bug spray by the front door. Both like mud rooms or whatever, where you go out the door, they both have bug spray, and then usually keep some in the cars and in the garage because, yep, you get attacked, and it's been so wet here this year; they're pretty bad. So. Sean says, for all the money he's put into his car, you could have bought a fairly nice Hellcat. So you're thinking about not putting a cam in and saving your money for a Hellcat in a year or two. That's cool. If you put a cam in, you're never going to sell the car. Yeah. Yeah. You get the less expensive car, and then you start doing so much stuff to it. you could have got the other car. Yeah, I hear that. I haven't even done that much stuff, but yeah, T-Man, you can't stand it when you wash your car and you get stuff all over it, bug guts and everything else. Yeah, it's rough. In the summertime, you get all clean and beautiful, and then as soon as you drive somewhere, you got bugs and pollen and God knows what all over the car. Sean's probably put $10,000 into his car, appearance, and performance mods, and sad to say, he went a little crazy last year. It's hard not to, though. You want to do stuff to it, and then you see other guys doing stuff, and then it makes you want to do it even more. You see all these little things. Well, that wouldn't be that expensive, and then there's that, and then another thing, and another thing, and another thing, and another thing. It starts to add up. Yeah, gnats. I just hate mosquitoes, man, and mosquitoes are the worst. It's just ugh. When I made that Shine Armor video, I made that one morning before work, and I didn't put anything on while I was making that, and they got me all over my back while I was making that video. It was bad. Daughter's texting me about her senior pictures. I guess I'll read that later. Well, I should probably wrap this up, guys. It's after 9:30 my time. I need to do a few things. I got laundry to do to finish. Good night, guys. Good night, Sean, Steve, T-Man, everybody who's here, just Dave, all the other people that came in and are here still. And good to see you all. Thank you so much for coming in. Everybody, check out Sean's channel, ET Racing, and anybody else's channel here, real quick. If you want to tell us what your channel is, show us real quick. I'm trying to think who else is in here. We all support each other's channels and check them out, guys. And I will definitely be back Sunday night at 7:45 Central Time. So whatever that is to you, please come in and hang out. And I'll probably have a couple of videos before then, I hope. I got a couple planned. If I can get them done and edited, we will have a couple videos before that. So thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it. See you all soon. Take care. Happy Wednesday. Have a good week. Have a good rest of the week.